If you don't correct those 5 common violin mistakes, you are gonna add years of frustration to your learning time, or even worse, fail violin for good. After playing the violin for more than 30 years, teaching hundreds of students and studying more than 800 books, I have found simple formulas to fix those mistakes instantly, that will make you sound way better. So today we'll see how to fix bow trembling, bad intonation, low tone quality, and a few more mistakes that are even more critical at the end of this video. So first, let us see how to fix bow trembling. So a lot of students, when they play, their bow is not very stable on the string. So that, here and then, bow tremble a little bit. And on top of that, the sound is not very good. And the reason for that is just that the bow is not really resting on the string. Instead, the bow is a little bit in the air, not really resting on the string, and because of that, the sound is unstable. What happens is that when you play, especially when you play with a up bow, most people start lifting a little bit the shoulder. Not a lot, not this, but just a little bit. And then when they play, the shoulder stays the whole time a little bit up. The consequence of that is that now the weight of the arm don't get transferred to the string, causing this instability of the bow on the string. So what you want to do instead is to make sure that at all time your shoulder stay completely down. Actually, you should have the feeling that your shoulder is pushing down the whole time when you play. Especially when you play down, you want to make sure that the shoulder stays down the whole time. So now there is 2 simple exercises to fix that. The first one is very easy. You will hold the violin only with your chin and put your left hand on your shoulder. And this one, you want to control that the shoulder stays down the whole time. And by the way, if you have difficulty holding the violin only with your chin, it means that your violin is unstable. And we'll see how to fix that later in this video. So now the second exercise is very easy. Before you play, you will lift your shoulder and then let it fall like that. I lift it, I let it fall a few times, and then I will play. But will let me really feel how it is when the shoulder is lifted or down. So let us see mistakes number 2, and that will fix your intonation. That's a crucial concept we teach our students in level 2 of the Violinacademy. So to play systematically in tune, you need to always keep the same hand frame on every string. So here what it means. When you look at my hand, how the finger are set up, the hand, the wrist, the arm, everything, that refers to the hand frame. Okay, it's just the posture of my arm, fingers, and everything. Now the issue is that most people have a different hand frame on every string. They will play the D string like that, the A string like this, the G string like that. And because of that, each string has now a different position, and they need to remember everything for each different strings. Instead, if you keep the same hand frame for every string, you need only to learn one single string, and then you can apply the same to every string, making you progress 4 times faster. And the reason most people are doing that wrong is that to change strings, they bend the wrist. Instead, what you want to do is to move your elbow to the right and then to the left, so that your finger align perfectly with the string they are playing, and you keep always the same hand frame. So here are 2 exercises to fix that. First, practice a 1-string scale, like here, just D, E first finger, F sharp second finger, G third finger, a forefinger to learn how to play all four fingers on the same string with one position. Then you will repeat the same on each string, making sure you keep the exact same hand frame moving your elbow. After you found the perfect position for each string, what you want to do is to practice switching from one string to the next, playing a 1 octave 2-string scale. Here we'll do the same, but on 2 strings. 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And while doing that, you want to make sure that you move your elbow. Elbow. And when you come back, the same. Elbow. And that's something I explain more in my free violin masterclass. The link is in the description. So now let us see mistake number 3, fix baton quality. The main reason for baton quality is the wrong contact point. That means that most students will play too close to the fingerboard, and because of that, the sound will just not be very nice and not very stable. And it could even tremble. And that's because when you play a note, you always need to find the right contact point. So the contact point refers to where your bow is in contact with the string. So literally, if you are playing close to the fingerboard, more in the middle, or close to the bridge. And playing on the wrong contact point affects a lot the sound quality. Let me demonstrate. Let's say I play just a single note, a G on the E string. If I'm playing here on the 5 contact point, now I play the same note, I don't change anything, I just put it a little bit more here. Already a little bit better. Now a little bit closer to the bridge, even here. Good. Now closer to the bridge. Now it whispers. So by just changing where my bow is playing on the string, by just a few millimeters, it's causing a huge change in sound quality. So now the good news is that for most beginners, you just need to do one thing. You don't need to test every single note. Just what you need to do mostly is to play more in the middle. Because most people play way too much on the fingerboard. Now, if you really want to get a beautiful tone, you should go a little bit deeper on this for each note the best contact point. So basically, like I just did, you play just one single note and try to play it in different contact points to find where it sounds best. And here's some help for you. When you play on the G string, the best contact point is a little bit closer to the fingerboard. And when you play on the E string, it's a little bit closer to the bridge. And when you play a 4th finger, because the string becomes shorter, the ideal contact point is closer to the bridge too. So now let us fix mistake number 4, unstable violin. So if you control the violin just with your chin, or when you're playing it feel, unstable, or even if you can hold it like that but need a lot of strength, it will make it very difficult for you to have good intonation or sound quality. So here how to get a super stable violin in just a few steps. The first thing is that you need to find the right chin rest. For that you will first remove your shoulder rest and focus first on finding the right chin rest. Here you need to think of it like a shoe. When you look for a shoe, there is no perfect shoe. You need to test it and it needs to fit your feet. Here it will be the same. That's why you will need to try multiple chin rest models. And one of the first things you want to find out is if you should have a chin rest that's on the left side or more in the middle. For that it's very easy. You will record yourself playing naturally. And then when you watch your video, you will look where you naturally put your chin. More on the left side or more in the middle. If it's on the left, you will have a model like this one. If it's in the middle, a model like this one. That comes here in the middle. Then the second thing is that when you try a model, you will look how much it fits your chin. Basically, your chin should cover most of the chin rest. If it's bigger, it means it's too big. If it's smaller, it means it's too small. And third and last thing, after you found the best one, is that you want to make sure it's curved enough, so that your chin can really rest in this curve to hold the violin. And when you have done that, that's time for the test. You should feel that if you try to pull the violin out, the violin stays stable. And this without using a lot of strength. And you should be able to play without a shoulder rest. And that should already feel quite stable, especially in this direction, like for shifting. But of course, you will see that the violin is a little bit unstable in this direction. That's where the shoulder rest come in. But here, the goal of the shoulder rest is just to feel the gap between your chin and the shoulder. And that's the reason why you want to make sure you put the shoulder rest a little bit on the high side. That means something here and not here. Okay? So more on the high side to cover this gap. So if you look at me from behind, you will see that it covers this space. And now the goal will be just to make the violin stable on this side. And now I should be able to hold the violin just with my head without using a lot of strength. And here there is something I would like to share with you, because if you are like our students that really want to learn to play the violin the right way from the start and to really sound beautifully, we are organizing a free violin masterclass where I share exactly all the steps we teach our students, what you need to really look for to sound beautifully, and everything important for adult beginners. And you can register for free with the link in the description. And now let us see mistake number 5, how to fix empty sound. One of the most common complaints I hear when people play is that it sounds okay, but it doesn't sound like a pro. The sound is not full, you know? It doesn't sound like that. Instead, it sounds a little bit like... It sounds okay, but not really full. And the reason for that is that you are not pulling the string. So, to get a full sound on the violin, you want to be pulling the string the whole time. What it means is that my bow, the whole time will be pulling the string horizontally. You should really feel that, like if I use my finger, that I am pulling on the string from left to right. That means when you play, instead of focusing just on opening and closing your arm, just moving the bow left and right, you really want to actively feel that you are pulling the string. Like you had a hook on with your bow on the violin. And actually, if you look at the bow hair with a microscope, you will see that they have teeny hooks to grab the string. And the reason why we are using rosin too is the same, is to increase the grip of the bow on the string. Now to do that, there is something you need to do and something you need to avoid. So the first thing to avoid is to try to press the string a lot up and down, to put more weight to put the string, because then it sounds like that. Instead, you really want to pull the string horizontally. And to do that, that's where you need to apply the pronation principle. So if you look at my bow hand, most people play with like that. That means that their bow hand is very flat on the bow. Instead, you want to turn it like that, rotating clockwise. So that now the weight of my arm is coming to my index finger here. Before I was here, the weight was coming more in the middle, and now my weight is coming here on my index finger. So that I can use this weight with the index finger to pull the string. So to practice that, you will put the bow on the string then you rotate your arm so that the index finger come on the bow, and then you will focus on pulling the string horizontally. And so next, what I really recommend is to having a simple 15 minutes routine, and I show that exactly in this video.